Welcome to Crushing Kayfabe. My name is Jason Garish, and thank you for listening to the show. Before we get involved with the wrestling-related stuff, prayers going out to the Ukraine and their Ukrainian people. What was this, day 5 or 6 of the Russian invasion? And I honestly didn't think it would last this long. So they have really shown to be some brave and incredible people. Prayers are definitely going out to them. President Zelensky is looking like a true hero throughout this whole thing. When this whole thing started, I was kind of hoping, I hate to say this, that it wasn't going to last too long just because I didn't want to see this many deaths occur. But if the Ukrainian people retain their freedom, that would be absolutely amazing. That'd be incredible. Obviously Putin is looking more and more unhinged as days go on. And I honestly don't think he thought that it would take this long. I don't think let's put it this way, I think he completely underestimated the Ukrainian people. But as we found out in past wars, once people involve in guerrilla tactics on their own homeland, it's not as easy as people think to combat them. So hopefully we can impose some more sanctions, get some more aid to them, and get some more weapons over to Ukrainian people because God bless them, and hopefully they can last through this, and I know they will last through this, but really I'm hoping that they retain their freedom and with the minimal loss of life. I know, unfortunately, a lot of people have lost their lives already, and innocent women and children have been slaughtered, unfortunately, needlessly, because of Putin's attempt to reunify the Soviet Union. If you want to help out the Ukrainian people, there are a number of organizations that are available to legitimately do so. There is the International Red Cross, the Ukrainian chapter of the Red Cross has dispatch teams. There's International Medical Corps. You can find them online, donate to them. There's Care International, which you can donate to them. And I'm reading this right off a Yahoo article, which lists various organizations which legitimately can help. There's UNICEF Ukraine, which I think Adam Page posted a link to their page earlier too. But UNICEF Ukraine and United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees is the official office of the UN, whose mission is to aid and protect refugees. So if you can donate to them, that would be amazing too. But all these organizations are legitimate organizations which you can search for and find online, and they are providing aid to the Ukrainian people. So yeah, prayers, thoughts going out to them. Like I said, they are really, the Ukrainian people are really proving what they're made of at this point. So pray for them and give them all the support that they can, because they need it right now. And yeah, definitely help them out. I'm trying to think of what else I can contribute to that, but that's about it. If you give to those organizations at this point, they can at least get some food, medical supplies, and whatnot to the Ukrainian people and help them in their time of need. So they desperately need that right now. So send your prayers to them, and if you can donate, please do. Because that's a horrible situation. I mean, the Ukraine itself is approximately about the size of Texas, a little bit smaller, maybe. And believe it or not, they're actually the second largest country in Europe, right behind Russia. And so it makes sense that Putin would want to do this, but it's just obviously unethical and not right, and millions of people thousands at this point are probably going to be going to be dead or injured, and and it's not a good situation. So please help those people out. Please donate to those organizations and do whatever you can to help out the Ukrainian people. Once again, all right, thank you. It almost seems ludicrous to go on to talk about wrestling after what's been going on, but so this is primarily a wrestling-based show. So here it is. Watched AEW Dynamite, their first show in Connecticut, in Bridgeport, not too far from Stamford, right down the street. I mean, Chris Jericho even made a reference to it, so kudos to them for having their first show in Connecticut and going into kind of enemy turf, but a good reception, good crowd, it was real interesting to see. I've never been to the new stadium in Bridgeport, so it was kind of cool to see what that looks like. I've never been there. Been by it, but I've never actually been inside. That was always a little bit too much for me to drive from Harford County, but yeah, I started things off with the battle royale for the tag teams. I really kind of wanted to see Ortiz and Santana win this, but at least the Young Bucks didn't win this. I was getting really scared there for a little bit that they were going to do this, and they kind of ended things off, creating more tension between the Young Bucks and Red Dragon. So we'll see where this goes. Like I said, we had Adam Page attack Red Dragon and cut a promo on eventually, cut a promo on Adam Cole, setting up that whole situation going into the pay-per-view. So this whole show actually kind of felt like a go-home show. So it kind of makes me wonder what's going to happen this week. It's a good setup show, but historically in the past, AEW has not done well with their go-home shows. They've kind of blown their load on the show previous to it. So we'll have to see if that's the same situation with this show too, because this was a great show. It probably been a good go home show, but we'll see where they take this. Another controversial but great promo from MJF. Had all the makings of a face turn. A lot of people wondering when they do eventually turn him face, where they're going to go, because they used up a lot of the material that they kind of would have done in a face turn in this particular promo. I don't know, because it was a great promo. I don't mind the ambiguity of it, kind of leaving a different layer to MJF. I really don't mind that, as long as they do something with it this week. And that's what kind of makes me wonder. Is he going to come out this week and say, hey, I fooled all of you. It was all a joke. None of that ever happened to me. And which I think would really, really solidify him as a heel, as if he needed it. He's one of, if not the best heel in the industry right now. So I don't see them really needing to add another layer, but this makes things interesting. So, and I have trust in CM Punk and MJF to pull this out. So, I mean, CM Punk come to the ring and saying, is that true? Is that real? I mean, this could go a lot of different ways. We could have a heel face turn. Who knows? I mean, the CM Punk could end up looking like the heel at the end of all this. I mean, the only problem I have with that, though, is where does this all leave Wardlow? Because Wardlow is getting some tremendous push as a face right now. And is this going to screw over his momentum? And I hope not. I hope they do something that just solidifies and strengthens his face turn, because they've got another star in the works right there with Wardlow, and they please don't screw this up, So it was still a great promo. It was still interesting seeing Punk conflicted and kind of confused. It's different. You don't kind of see us all in wrestling all that much. So, depending on where this goes this week, this could be really good or really bad. So, but I have a lot of faith in MJF and CM Punk to pull this through. So it'll be interesting. I mean, we've seen Punk kind of flirt with delivering some very heel promos, especially at Long Island, where MJF was very much the face and really did some great face work there. So, so where they go with this, it's going to be interesting to see. I just hope they don't blow it, because if they screw up MJF's momentum, if they screw up Wardlow's momentum, it's going to take a while to get that back. Do I think in the future, if he remains a heel, do I think they can still turn him around as a babyface? Heck yeah. I think he's that good. I really do. I mean, you've taken some of the ammo out of his clip, but I think he's still got a lot more left in him that he can turn that around and become a face. So, but time will tell. Moving on, to the whole thing, the feud between Penta and the whole House of Black and whatnot. I mean, I'm digging this whole Penta's character, what he's done with the Dark Penta. I like that. I'm hoping they kind of continue this feud with the House of Black. I really like, the whole color scheme that Penta uses and bringing a shovel out to the ring. I really enjoyed that. And then obviously we had the entrance from Buddy Matthews. Yeah, so I'm assuming he's part of the House of Black at this point. I enjoyed this segment. I think it works. Obviously these two were great foes in the past, and I think eventually they're going to be great foes again in the future. This all kind of, I think, ties back to the whole promo and vignette that Buddy Matthews cut when he was released from WWE. Getting back to the whole kind of asylum type thing, which was eerily similar to Malachi Black's. So I think they're gonna tie this in pretty well. I don't have an issue with them really not fitting in. I think the chemistry between these two guys makes up for it, and I think they'll work well together regardless whether they're teammates or if they're opposing. Because eventually down the road you're gonna see that feud between Matthews and Malachi. So I think eventually you're going to see those great matches again. But in the meantime, this could be kind of a scary faction. I don't want to say on the level of the Wyatt family, but kind of in the similar vein, I think. And I don't have a problem with Buddy Matthews coming in and being a part of that, because, like I said, I think it kind of ties into that whole vignette that he had filmed after his release from WWE. So that's, I think that's going to work, to tell you the truth. I mean, obviously time will tell. We'll see what happens at the pay-per-view. That'll be interesting. I don't know if they're going to bring Rey Fenix back. I don't know what's going on with him right now. But bring him back into that triangle with Pac, Penta, and Phoenix, and then they can feud with the whole, Matthews, Black, and Brody there. So I think that works. This sets up some stuff for down the road, I think, but I really do. Then we had the promo between, Chris Jericho and Eddie. It was good. I'm not gonna lie. I really did enjoy it. References to down the block, down the street, so on and so forth. The only cringe moment I kind of had was when Jericho used the term babyface. It was distracting, and I thought it kind of broke the kayfabe for the moment. You gotta be real careful with that fourth wall I mean, CM Punk is a master at being able to manipulate that. Chris kind of swerved a little bit there. I'm not so sure. Even Eddie was looking at him, kind of saying, "Wow, what does that mean?" You know, I kind of enjoyed that little comment there. He was like, "Wow, what does that mean? You know, why are you doing this?" You know, it's not a word that should really be said in a wrestling promo, but once again, all of this kind of felt like a go-home. It's like, where do they go from here this week? I'm excited to see, but I hope they don't blow it, because historically in the past, they have. You know, so it'll be interesting to see, but I'm liking this Eddie Kingston, Chris Jericho feud that they have set up, so it'll be real interesting down the road, how they do this on pay-per-view and how things turn out. So, but after this, they had a point where Taz's crew is out there. At this point, I'm starting to kind of trying to figure out where Brian Cage is in this whole mess. But after watching the show, I found out that they extended his contract. So it's like, but they're not utilizing. The independent promotions are utilizing him more than AEW is. But the guy's 41. I'm wondering when they're gonna pull the trigger on him. I mean, he came out like a house of fire. I mean, he came out being introduced into that battle royal they had, just ripping apart a ladder. I remember what a great visual with Taz, and then they just kind of killed him off from there. So any momentum that he had really was done at that point, So, but yeah, that kind of made me think, where's Taz in this whole thing? Because, like I said, where's Brian Cage? Because last time I saw him was in Memphis Championship Wrestling, But he is still signed to extend his contract, But that we saw Face of Revolution contest, Starks gets a cheap win. I'm guessing that he's going to take all the insane high spots and take all the killer bumps for these, for the big guys in there, because who else is in there? I know Keith Lee, and it's all predominantly big guys aside from him, so I'm guessing he's going to be like a rubber ball in there, just bouncing from guy to guy kind of thing, yeah, and we had the Jade Cargo matchup, Jade and Bunny. It was what it was, trying to build up Jade Cargo to be this big thing. I'm glad to see her getting more experience because she needs it. She's still very green. They had one really bad camera angle during this match, which I saw, which Jade missed a kick badly in the ring, and the camera angle they had that really exposed her at that point. So they got whoever is directing for AEW has to do a better job of cutting the camera angles right there. That was a bad one. She missed Bunny by a mile with a kick, and it really came off as really bad. I've been enjoying these matches that Danielson's been having with the younger talent. I really have. I think he's elevated a lot of guys, and that's kind of his purpose of being there, and I'm glad to see that Moxley versus Danielson at Revolution. I think that's going to be a good match. I think that's going to be real good, and if they eventually become teammates, I think that'll be a good thing too, All in all, it was a really good show, good booking, good storytelling, had a couple of hiccups, but nothing's perfect, and it was a good show altogether. Like I said, it'll be real interesting what they do on Dynamite this week. I want to see what they do for the go home show. We had Rampage in Bridgeport. That was, obviously because they taped these things back to back, which, man, I feel sorry for the people that go to these things. I know I had at least one friend in attendance there, and God bless them, because you had to sit through that much taping, that many hours of wrestling. That's brutal. Why do they do this? I mean, that's way too much. And then you got all the spoilers for Rampage. They can't really do anything on Rampage because everybody knows what happens before the show even occurs. So, even broadcasts, I should say. So, I'm hoping they find some solutions to that. Maybe tape over the course of a couple of nights or something, because it's not working out. And you're killing people who are coming to your shows. And I think that's one of the, because then they tape episodes of Dark, and it's too much to sit through. And like I say, I mean, you can't really have any big surprises on Rampage now because of that, because they're not live. So now it cripples your booking on Rampage. So, please stop doing that. Please. And you're killing your fan base that has to go to work the next day. We have children. We need to go to work. We need to get up early. The one good thing out of Rampage was that Orange Cassidy advances to the Face of Revolution ladder match. So he'll be joining, Ricky Starks as the sacrificial lamb in that matchup to some of these bigger guys. Besides from that, I tempted to watch Raw a little bit, but really, on the road to WrestleMania, I'm not even sure what the next pay-per-view is, but I'm dreading that. The 2-day show is just too much, WWE. Please scale it back and have some actual good content on there. They just think that if they drag this thing out for hours and hours and hours, that's going to be enjoyable. It's not. It's not. Like I said, those of us have to work, those of us that have a family, it's just, you're killing us. Stop it. You're in the same boat as AEW with that. Please stop torturing your viewers. Cut the hours down. Scale. If you're gonna have WrestleMania over the course of 2 nights, scale it back. Over the scale each night back, please. Because it's just getting to be too much to watch, Like I said, just try to put something good in there, because there shouldn't be filler in WrestleMania, and there is at this point because they got so much time to fill. So please, please, just knock it off. You're killing your viewers. Please stop it. But hey, that's about all I have to offer this show. It's again another short show, but hey, I'm sure I'll have a lot more things to talk about next week. Like I said, on the road to WrestleMania, so hopefully some things will happen. Let me give a shout out to us. First off, CrushingKayfabe.com, crushing with a K, and there you go. There you can see links to all of our multimedia, all of our merchandise. You can pick up some merchandise, help us fund the show and keep the lights on. Go on to Patreon.com too and find us there. We've got a page there for just $1 a month. You can subscribe and help the show out immensely. Just $1, and you get all the audio for ad-free. So it helps us out, and hopefully it's more enjoyable to everyone there. Give another shout out to Lucky Lady Candles. Check them out on Etsy, on Facebook, get some candles. And the shout out to Then and Now Flea Market in downtown Trenton, Tennessee. Go down there, you can pick up some merchandise from me, you can get some CDs, you can get some handmade merchandise that my wife made, and you can check out all the really cool vendors there that have supplied some new stuff, some old stuff, some handmade stuff. It's a little bit of everything. So check them out in downtown Trenton, Tennessee. Then and Now Flea Market. And aside from that, everybody, be safe out there. Prayers to Ukraine. And God bless everybody. And thank you for listening.